on your maternity cover as resolution insurance, you cover postpartum.
Correct. It's part of your maternity package.
Nobody knew. And if you knew, by the way, comment below. But you did not know. Wow. In the last 3 months, nobody has ever given you your 101 insurance like Peter Nduati, as of course he has told you the story of his life. And yes, I am happy you're excited by it, and he's very shocked how many of you stopped him and said, really? David Muridi says there's a burnout that is scheduled very soon for breakdance.
Yeah, but we are raising money.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we can't just dance for free unless you want to pay.
This is also true.
Yeah.
However, we've been, and I've been on this platform talking about mental health, and I am still shocked at the response. It's very big, it's very positive, but it's something we don't talk about.
Right.
Which brings me now to you. Is it covered?
It's covered.
What?
Yes.
How come we don't know?
Because of the stigma around it. Growing up in Africa, you always knew that mental health is, you're mad.
When I was in...
Everything was taken to the lowest common denominator.
Yeah.
But there's so many facets. You've covered them.
I've covered
There's
them.
depression, there's bipolar, schizophrenia.
Yes,
yeah,
psychosis.
Psychosis. And some of them are temporary, some of them are permanent, have been managed. Yeah. Some you need medicine, that is the clinical side of psychology. I mean psychiatry. Yeah. Then the non-clinical side, which is psychology. So there's all those. How many of your friends have ever told you they've seen a therapist?
Very few. My younger,
if at all.
My younger staff, that one I know.
They will talk about it.
They'll talk about it. And actually, the only reason I can tell there's traction with this conversation we're having on mental health is young people. Okay. It's a reality for them.
Right. So insurance companies are always willing to cover it. We just didn't have equality data. So Parliament did its part. Then they passed the Mental Health Act.
There is one?
It's a Mental Health Act.
Look it up.
In the NAC government. And one of the things that came up is you can't discriminate someone because of mental health. So I can't fire you, I can't treat you different, I can't pay you less. So the insurance companies had to design products that made sense. And today we cover all those conditions. Whether they come because of a different condition, whether that's what it manifests, we'll definitely cover depression.
The only reason I know what you're saying is true is that a couple of years ago, my former HRM sent out an email with probably 15 different psychiatrists and psychologists that were available to us as a team. And I remember looking at the email and thinking, kwani nini mbaya? And I went to see her and I asked her, is there a reason? She says, Caroline, if you look at our insurance premiums, Radio Africa is young. So they don't have heart disease, liver conditions, but their major issues are here.
There's something, Caroline, in our industry we call hapa syndrome.
Which is?
Someone goes to hospital. Today they have a toothache, today they have a headache. Next they have...
They're called hypochondriacs.
Sometimes it's not.
What is it?
So if you investigate further, you find it's mental health. Or you may find someone is being beaten up by their husband or the wife, for that matter, and they have no idea how to tell the doctor. So every time they go and see a doctor because it feels nice.
It's my jaw. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Then doctors are able to learn, oh, this is not hapa syndrome, it's not hypochondriac, they actually mental health. And a good doctor will actually refer that to either a psychiatrist, which is a clinician, or to a psychologist who works on therapy. And insurance covers it.
I think the most important thing you've said is insurance covers it, because I believe without a doubt for parents, and especially of young people, the last conversation we had was with a girl called Cookie and her mom.
Right, I saw that.
You know, from about the age of 14. I mean, and it's, I think more importantly, let's even not talk medication, the ability to be diagnosed, to know, so that we can manage it.
Even self-diagnosis. It's very rare can people identify they're depressed. It takes a third party to tell them, hey,
something's not right.
Something's not right.
It is covered.
It is covered.
Because
if your insurance product doesn't cover it, you should leave that product.
And which means also on your maternity cover as resolution insurance, you cover postpartum.
Correct. It's part of your maternity package.
Nobody knew. And if you knew, by the way, comment below. But you did not know.
Yeah, it is covered.
Wow.
It's one of the factors.
And it's a good thing I have you here. So psychologists, psychiatrists, difference?
A psychiatrist is allowed to prescribe medicine. It's clinician.
Is a clinician.
Is a clinician. They are
the psychologist
therapy.
Is for therapy.
Yes.
And most people will need both.
Will need both. In fact, many psychologists do provide therapy, but good ones refer you to a psychologist. And it's cheaper to go to a psychologist.
And it's covered.
It is covered. We cover group, we cover individual.
Actually, you told me you cover group therapy. Group
therapy also is covered. You and I could have the same challenges.
Yes.
And also sharing also brings out therapy.
Yes, it does.
So you bring a group of people together.
Actually, the only reason I realized it was so important for me to host different, but as many as possible, is that I realized in the conversation, I mean, like Nancy said, she felt, because I called her 2 days after we went live with the videos,
right.
And she said, I'm lighter.
Because she spoke about it.
I know.
She spoke about it.
So even
that's why your product does that. Yeah, group helps.
My goodness, I did not know that.
That's where.
So could you call Resolution Insurance and get your health cover?
Although you don't buy, you don't come and say I'm covering psychology. You're buying a package that includes, because it's part of health.
It's part of health.
Yeah.
It is health.
Yeah, but I need to tell you that it's recent.
Really?
Maybe 12, 15 years. Previously,
that's not recent.
That's when we started covering it.
But Parliament did their part.
They did their part. The law is there. You cannot discriminate. Actually, if your insurance company refuses to pay mental health, you can quote that act.
This video has to stop
and
right here.
There's a tribunal. You don't have to go to a court of law.
There's a tribunal.
Go to a tribunal. And you say, I was discriminated because I was depressed.
I'm sure you're watching this thinking, it's a good thing you brought Peter Nduati. Okay, now that we've finished that story, can you subscribe and come back? Because we want to talk about digital and insurance. Insurance used to be stuck in 1982. Subscribe and come back.